feel as locked in as the scores kind of indicate you were?
Yeah, I was very confident going into this weekend. Just knowing that Adam was as confident in me as I was in myself really helped me throughout this entire weekend. I executed all my dives just like I normally would in practice, and I felt great during the meet, so it just played out.
All right, take us through the Friday night finals. You know, the 8 people diving for the national championship. You nailed your third and fourth dives, your highest 2 scores, and that kind of puts you in position. Tell us about those 2 dives.
Back 2.5 has always been a solid dive for me. I've been competing that fairly consistently. Reverse 2.5 I was way more nervous for just because it hasn't been as consistent in practice. So I just executed my 2 cues, was just to stay tight and be confident in my kick out, and I did that in the meet, and it turned out to be one of my best dives in the list.
So because you won the prelims Friday morning, you had the advantage of diving last in the finals. Now, come to find out, you and I guess a lot of other divers don't necessarily always follow the scores throughout the competition. So even though you knew you had to nail the last dive, but not necessarily to win, take us a little bit through that thinking.
You know, I really wasn't nervous for my last dive just because I know my over 2.5 is one of my best dives on my list. So I just went up there and I had a clear mindset of what I needed to do, and I was nervous and I was loose at the same time, which really helped me to execute the dive as best as I could, and it just turned out to be what I needed to come out on top.
One of the things that Coach Soldati has talked about over the years is, you know, focus on yourself, focus on diving to the best of your ability, and you can't really control what the other divers do. And that's kind of the trickle-down effect to the rest of you guys, and that's the process you follow?
Yeah, one of his philosophy throughout the years past, and especially this year, has always been control what you can control and just don't focus on anything else that you can't control. And so my mindset going into it is just doing the dives the best that I could throughout the competition, and that's what I did, and that's all that I really focused on. It wasn't as much results focused at all going into this competition.
And so while your swimming counterparts had like a 3-week layoff between their last swim meet at NCAA's, you and Michelle Cavasol just had zones last weekend. So it's a little bit of a double-edged sword, I guess. You'd like to get right back into the competition, but physically you could have used maybe a little bit more time?
Yeah, mentally I was ready. I was prepared. I knew I was as prepared as I needed to be going into the competition. My shoulder wasn't really on the same page, but I muscled through it, and I got all the therapy and the massage sessions that I needed going into the competition, and it ended up paying off.
All right, finally, give us an idea what the support was like afterwards. You know, a lot of your teammates were there to see it live. But you know, you're from the Buffalo area in New York, so I imagine people from both coasts of the country were emailing you, texting you, etc. Had to be quite the thrill.
Yeah, my family's always been my #1 supporters, and it was just so encouraging to have them there this weekend and have a bunch of my teammates come down and be able to watch me and witness this past weekend was really secured the whole experience for me. It was really overwhelming, and it was kind of surreal.
Well, congratulations. It was an awesome accomplishment. Look forward to seeing you in the future.
Thank you.
Okay, going back to last weekend at the Women's NCAA Championships, Casey Matthews, she competes in 4 events, essentially 4 rounds. She wins 3 of them, including a national championship. Quite the performance from her.
You know, again, just a super miraculous story there as well. I mean, we literally started doing optionals, which means we were doing our dives with multiple spinning, the dives that we actually compete, about 4 weeks before Big Tens. It was a really strategic plan trying to get her ready, and we wanted to taper her at NCAA's, and I just did an awesome job, and she's a perfect example of she really had her thinking in the right place, which resulted in some great results.
And seemed like she had the advantage of diving last, so she knew what she had to do on the last dive, whether or not she knew she was in the mix to win or not. But it was really dives 3 and 4 that kind of set her up for a chance to win.
Yeah, you know, she really hit her backs and gainers, and that's what diving comes down to. Is for the most part, divers can all do front and inwards, but backs and gainers are what make or break a diver, and she buried both of those, and that set her up in a position to have a chance to win a national championship on the last dive. And her thinking was correct. She was calm, and she just did it like she does every day in practice, and favorable results fell her way.
You know, you've seen David Budaya, now Casey, both win national championships during your time here. You know, Casey's maybe came out of a little bit more out of the blue. I mean, we knew she was a good diver, but you know, is it maybe a little bit even more sweet considering all that she's been through?
You know, they're all sweet. They all overcome quite a bit of adversity in order to do this. You know, David as well, even though he was kind of a hands-down favorite, there's a tremendous amount of adversity to handle in that situation. You know, and I knew Casey could win. We knew that she had the ability to do that, but we needed to focus on her thinking again, and you know, she did that, and they're both sweet. You know, and not even, you know, Michelle Cavasol did an awesome job, and even Michelle Cavasol didn't make the consoles on 1 meter, and I even told her that what I'm more concerned about is not whether we reach the performance goal, but whether we pursue that goal with character. And even Michelle just did a phenomenal job of getting after every single dive and really attacking. And she had some amazing starts on 1 meter, and we just fell a little bit short, but I was just as proud of her performance on that as I was as a national champion. So it's about the character we represent in the pursuit of the goal, not necessarily the win.
Well, congratulations. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.